Alright, good evening everyone. I'm going to start a walking tour of the whole garden, front, back, side, patio area, and everything. And I just want to start off by saying, and I want to make this perfectly clear, that this lot is only 50 foot by 100, so everything you see here is going to be in that area. Alright, so we're going to start in the front back between us and the neighbors. This is I'm going to call it like a galley garden. I'm going to just try to do a slow pan so you can see what's going on with all the different varieties of perennials and garden stuff that we have. And in this one particular spot, this is only basically 10 feet wide. As you can see, everything's starting to fill in. There's a vast quantity of perennials here, different species, different heights. This is our huge butterfly bush. On all of these trellises are different color chlamydia. Just going to try to walk as slowly as possible so you can see everything. And as you come out from there, basically this is looking due south. This is a nice collection of tick seed, butterfly weed, baptisma, different hydrangeas. Now I'm going to walk into this little section that I call Lookout Point, because this really shows you a really good view. If you pan back towards the mudroom of the house, you can pretty much see all of the different perennials and garden tchotchkes and bird feeders, and it's kind of like a whimsical area here. There's our sedums, they'll be blooming in the fall. This little guy right here is a rocket flower. I have not found that anywhere else but Adams and Newburgh. And then that'll shoot up beautiful, I'm going to say probably 18-inch yellow spires when that gets going. As you can see, we have the Asiatic lilies that are in bloom. Kind of late, but we'll take them. I'm going to just slowly walk out here. This little guy, that's a pinnacle hydrangea. She'll bloom a nice pink when she gets going. This mass right here, this is an ice blue butterfly weed. And I just want to let everybody know, I planted that basically from a twig. I got that basically for free. It was half dead when I planted it 4 years ago, and now look at it. Now I'm going to basically walk out to the road, and all of these gladiolas are lined the whole exterior of the garden. Now I'm going to just do a slow pan walking down the street. There's a lemon coreopsis, all the butterfly weeds in bloom, the pink swamp, the white. There's a little garden bench my father made. There's our limelight tree hydrangea that's doing absolutely wonderful. That's only 4 years old since I planted it. Slowly coming down the front. There's the orange butterfly weed. There's a yarrow right there. There's the hybrid lamb's ear. Now this is walking in towards the front door. Some of our decorations that my wife and I did. There's another Asiatic lily, and that's all coreopsis that's basically taken over. Right now I'm going to pan over to the other side. There's a peony back there that just got them blooming. There's another Asiatic lily. There's a prairie surrender coneflower that just opened up, which I'm thrilled about. I'm going to walk out here. Now here is a prime example of the American native butterfly weed. That is the true only native one to the area. That just popped up out of nowhere this year. Thank God. Alright. As you can see, there's different knob houses. I just created those for garden decor. There's our beautiful false indigo, better known as baptisma. That's our pride and joy right there. And then as you're coming down along this retaining wall, hidden behind the baptisma from the road, you get an unexpected surprise. You see the citrus smoke tree back there. Gives it a nice pop of color among all the tick seed. Now I'm going to start panning down the driveway. Along the foundation here, I got more livestock planters from Tractor Supply, and basically that's our broccoli bed. And in all of these plants in these containers, these are rescues that I've acquired from. Just going to do a slow walk down. Now I'm going to pan over to the right. This starts our vegetable garden. There's a mop bucket that I got at the Stormville flea market that I transformed into a tomato planter with a couple vines to finish that out. There's our zucchini bed. We just had our first zucchini tonight. In this planter, I have 10 different gourmet style cherry tomatoes. There's a little pallet sign. Now, with these pallet signs, you're going to see these all over the place as I'm going throughout the tour. You really have to think how you want to decorate your property. Now, here's really starts our vegetable garden. There's eggplant, peppers, onions. That blank bed, we just harvested our first round of cauliflower. I just reseeded that with more broccoli. Now I'm going to pan back out. This is another livestock feeder that you can get at your local Tractor Supply. And this has all broccoli in it. And it's doing very, very well in it. As you can see, there's a wine bottle tree I've added in the back. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pan back west to show you the different palette signs we have. My wife's shovel collection that she's painted. This is one of our newest additions to the palette family. You really got to think out of the box how you want to design your house and everything like that. Now we're going to come back over here. Now we're going to start showing you the back patio, living room, outdoor kitchen area. Eventually this has become a living wall. In the front, we already harvested our first round of broccoli. Now we have all morning glories in there to fill in for the summer. These two planters have our calories in them. Another garden sign, another planter. Now in all of these little planters, you're going to see the mosquito plant. I have not had a single mosquito since I planted those, so they work. Here's our salad bar, still growing strong. Now just take into consideration, I planted that about 8 weeks ago, and it's still going strong. So I really encourage the cut and come again lettuce. That's another planter. Basically, this is where my wife and I sit every morning to have our coffee. Gonna just pan back around. Now we're getting into the little walkway that's going to lead you into the outdoor dining room, the outdoor kitchen, and to the back vegetable garden and perennial garden. Alright, so I'm going to pan to my right. This is our outdoor picnic area, dining room. On this side, all of our herbs are in full swing. Different kinds of mints, dill, lavender, thyme, basil, oregano, parsley. Our strawberries are really doing good. I think so far we had like 20 of them. This is another little planter. This has all of our specialty basil in it. The purple basil, Thai basil, curly parsley. On the other side is the edible nasturtiums. Our cucumbers are just starting to come up on that one. There's one of my wife's beautiful saws that she does. Gonna come over here. There's another one. I really love this one. She really did an awesome job with this one. Alright, now we're going to enter the outdoor kitchen. That pallet I just did yesterday to pretty much say what we serve when we're outdoor cooking. As you can see from the earlier video, the dahlia bed is in full bloom, really took over, really got nice. And now I just added this planter from the last video, and this one has the mosquito plant, 3 different kinds of potatoes, yellow calla lily, and also our blueberries. And then this is the outdoor kitchen area slash potting bench slash work table. Another wine bottle tree, that's our green one. Over here is our brownish tan one. More of my wife's artwork with the up use of saws. Alright, now we're going to enter the back perennial garden and vegetable garden. First off, that's our Tonka truck collection. Alright, we're going to start on the left this time. There's another pallet sign that I made, tucked it in behind the gladiolas and the pineapple sage. There's our butterfly house, surrounded by a huge bed of creeping Jenny, which is doing absolutely marvelous. Just going to do a nice slow walk over here. There's our bird bath with our solar powered aerator. I highly recommend those if you have bird baths. You really don't have to do anything with the bird bath for about a month and a half. Just skim off all of the stuff the birds get in it, but water stays crystal clear with those. Alright, we're going to come around the corner here. Now this whole mess here, this is the perennial sunflower. And that's going to basically lead you into a little enchanting hidden garden back here. There's our beautiful baptisma that's already bloomed. That's basically made a hedge for the rest of the season. That's a no hassle rose. That's the yellow. And as soon as you turn the corner, you're going to get opened up to a lot of different activity as far as the garden goes. That's another planter. That has our peas, beans, French fingerling potatoes, cucumbers, and I just threw in an ornamental grass in the back of it for some pop of color. Now, if you're going to come down here, we're going to have the citrus spiderwort, the hula dancer coneflower. Our columbine is still in bloom. Hopefully it'll be in bloom in another couple days for the garden tour. There's a red salvia. I'm going to pan back over here. Now this is looking due west. There's the poker flower tucked back in there. You can see an oak leaf hydrangea. They love the shade, and that's actually doing really, really well back there. On this trellis we have the wisteria that's already done and gone. Back in this corner we have the tick seed doing strong. There's a citrus 9-bark. Different color sedum, lavenders in full swing. Now what I'm going to try to do is give you a little bit of perspective. I'm going to pan behind that trellis looking to the corner. Now that's only about 5 feet. You can see we still have the columbine. That's the native one. We got more of the perennial sunflower, and in the back that's another oak leaf hydrangea. There's the evening primrose. Now I'm going to pan due south real slow. Now on that trellis, I forgot the name of it, but that is a very rare clematis that I finally got back. I thought I lost it. It came back. Now I'm going to pan south back to west. This is our limelight tree hydrangea in the back. And this is a collection on all of these little trellises of all different kinds of the vintage and heirloom clematises. There's an antique buggy I found on a yard sale that I tucked in underneath there. You'll see that better when I do the inner loop. And there's also a snowy white peony in the front of it. There's another dramatic color of a clematis. There's the blueberry pie-sedum. Alright, now I'm going to start walking into the back. Now this is also facing basically 100% due south. As you can see, there's absolutely hardly any mulch visible. I probably won't do anything with this garden until fall because of the butterflies, the bees, the pollinators. I don't believe in deadheading right now because I don't want to disturb any chrysalises that might have formed already because we had a couple different butterflies. So I'm going to just make a little walkway for the garden tour. But other than that, I'll just let this go and be wild all summer long and enjoy it. Now, if I kind of go nice and slow between the clematis and the fire and ice hydrangea, you can see that peony I tucked in there so tightly. It took me about a half an hour to dig that hole in that little area. But that's going to fill in that nicely. That's what I'm saying. If you have a small space, plant in layers. Small, medium, large, extra large. And make little whimsical areas so when you peek around a corner you see something new, you see something different. You know, think out of the box when you're designing a pollinator garden. Here's some little tick seeds, some sedums. There's the pineapple sage. You have an Asiatic lily blooming there. There's another wispy coneflower. So now I'm going to pan back due north. This is another one of our butterfly bushes. This one blooms bright red. I forgot the exact name of it, but... And then if you pan all the way down through here, that's a living wall of trumpet vine and honeysuckle. Now I'm going to start walking through the walkway to show you all of the different stuff we got going on back here. There's the butterfly weed is in full bloom. Delphinium's just starting. There's the Johnny's Walker's catmint. She's in full swing. This is the fire light hydrangea. I just planted that this year, and now look at it. It's almost getting ready to bloom. There's a little yellow Asiatic lily. Another red one. And this is just another massive monarda we got going on back here. Alright, some more artwork. Actually, my cousin painted that one, Liliana. Just some vintage chairs we found around the neighborhood for free on cleanup week. So I got a game block from Tractor Supply for the birds. They love that. That's a mix of corn, oats, all kinds of seeds. Very inexpensive way to feed birds for a long time. I think like $14 at Tractor Supply. Really, really a good investment. Alright, now I'm going to pan in the back right corner of the garden. Now if you look at this, the two bushes in the back are the American Goldfinch Baptisma. In the middle is another butterfly bush. This one blooms beautiful pink. So just giving you a perspective, in a 6 foot by 6 foot area, you can really pack a lot of punch in a corner. Going to keep on panning. There's our thistle feeder for our finches. We have the 3 kinds of finches, the house finch, purple finch, and goldfinch. We feed them all year round. Alright, going to keep on panning around here. As you can see, our Globemaster Allium is done for the season, but I'm going to leave those go this year just to add some different texture to the garden. And also to see if they reseed themselves. If they do, good. And in that purplish pink flower, that's the beard tongue. That's in full swing. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pan over my irony peony and turn the phone down to just give you a little peekaboo of the what's going on down here. That's the dead nettle. And then also in this little planter, I have some sweet peas that are just starting to come up this trellis. We're going to come back. There's a variegated Neptune catmint. More dill for the swallowtail butterflies. There's our Mai Tai spirea. That's almost coming into bloom. Love that. There's our strawberry and ice hydrangea next to the bird bath. Gonna start walking up here. Really not much has changed on this side. I kind of did this one in symmetry, but that's gonna all get washed away pretty soon. I'm probably gonna redo a couple things here to introduce some new stuff next year when I redo this. But there's another irony peony, more dill. Now as you can see back here, the Jacob Klum Monarda is blooming, same one up in the front. Now I kind of tucked in some dahlias here and there. There's one just starting right there. More baptisma. Now I'm going to pan back north along the pickets. There's another clematis. There's another planter with the same thing of the other three. As you can see, we have some cucumbers on this one already. We have some peas growing. So really think about your space in container gardens. There's our black knight butterfly bush. Some more sedums. Now I'm going to do the inner loop around the chimery and the fire pit area. There's another pallet sign. There's another prime example of what a creeping sedum can do. Another hula dancer coneflower. There's our Russian sage, that's up and going now. Some more gladiolas. There's my Diablo 9-bark topiary tree. Just doing another pan. There's all our different hummingbird feeders we have in suet. There's our other planter. There's our limelight tree hydrangea in the back. There's the fire and ice hydrangea in the foreground. So as you can see, in this back area, everything fills in very, very well for the summer. Good shot of the butterfly house from this angle. All the slits in it where the butterflies and moths go in every night. So that's basically the tour of the whole property. There's our chimery where we sit around and have our fires and beverages. So I hope everybody enjoyed the video. If you want to reach out to me about certain flower species and where to get them, just send me an IM through Facebook, or I will post my link to my phone number at the end of this through Facebook. Hope you all enjoy. Thank you very much. Have a good night. Bye-bye.